in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to have a neighbor like you. So let's make the most of this wonderful day. Might as well say, won't you be my neighbor? Hello, everyone. We're live. Second live stream, kind of the first one. I'm so excited you guys are here. Let's. Okay, that was goofy, but I was in a mood. Hello, everyone. It's so good to be here tonight. I'm very excited. I was hoping that last week would be kind of my grand return, and then nothing happened. Like the stream would not load properly. YouTube just it set pending for like 12 or 16 hours or something, and it just was not going to upload. So so what's going on? If this is your first time on the live stream, I'm a full-time professional magician, and on this channel I give tips, tricks, tutorials, playing around with some other content, but it's all magic based. If that sounds cool to you, hit that subscribe button. It's right, the little arrow's pointing to where it is, and join us on this journey. It should be a lot of fun. I'm excited to have you along, and say hello if this is your first time tonight. Okay, so let's get rid of that little subscribe button thing for now. And so I think it's important because a lot of people missed the live stream last week. I know a lot of people watch it. They catch up on it after the fact. It's the next day or whatever because they are on the other side of the world, or they work at night, or whatever the case may be, and they watch it later. Couldn't do that last week. So it's kind of like nothing I said last week exists except for those few who were on my stream last week. So I'm going to go over a couple of things that we talked about last week. So if you heard about them, forgive me, but I need to get everybody else up to speed. There's a lot of people who messaged me and said, oh, I missed the stream, or did we not have a stream tonight? Did something get canceled? And no, it didn't get canceled. It was live, but YouTube screwed up. In fact, they even screwed up towards the end too. Like my people that were watching or whatever kept going up and down a lot, and the whole thing was screwy. I don't know if there was a computer error or something, but apparently everybody who stayed with me till the end of the stream, but YouTube said that everybody had dropped off. All kinds of stuff. So the whole stream just got screwed right at the end. So I don't know what happened. Anyway, let's go ahead. Intro mid-sentences. Thank you, Justin. Thank you for letting me know. That is something I've got to work on. I've got to just give it more time. The thing is there's an audio delay that I have set up because there's an audio desync issue, and I've tried to fix it, but it also means that I have to give it more time to breathe and get the audio out because it's not working quite right. So thank you for letting me know that. It's something I'm going to have to keep in mind and fix in future live streams, and hopefully we'll have a lot of them. Do I look tired? I'm looking at myself. I got a little on the screen here. I can see my own, what's in frame and everything. And I don't know. This light is very flattering, but I think I probably still have some darkness under my eyes. I'm a little tired. Not gonna lie. For all of you guys who don't have children yet, it's work. It's work. Newborns are they're not that hard. They require a lot of attention, a lot of time, and it's a different thing whenever you get into a rhythm of being able to sleep through the night, like you'd expect, and then having to get up every 2 hours to feed. And of course, I'm helping. I'm not going to let Mama do all of that. I'm doing whatever I can in the meantime to either provide support or whatever. So I'm not sleeping either. So yeah, a little sleepy. My energy isn't where it usually is, but we're getting through. And she's already 2 weeks old, over 2 weeks old. That's incredible. Still like the blue backlight. You know, guys, I have to ask you about that too. That's something I'm working on. I don't know if some of you guys are friends on Facebook, and you might have seen I did a portrait with my son and I. That was kind of just playing around with some photography stuff. It's kind of like a little, I don't want to call it a side hustle because I'm not even making any money with it yet. But it's kind of like it's one of those things. I got all this great camera gear now, right? I got all this audio equipment. I've got all this video equipment. I've got all these lights and all this stuff that's really just dedicated for YouTube right now. And you know, I don't make a whole lot of YouTube. I have some wonderful patrons who are great and have supported me quite a bit and allowed me to get actually the thing you're looking at here. But don't make a whole lot of money on it. And I was thinking, well, you know, it's going to be kind of a long game to replace my income with YouTube. That's going to be a couple years down the line, probably. So what else could I do with this equipment to help me make money? So that's something I'm looking at doing, is maybe photography or whatever. And I was working with this backdrop, and I got this really beautiful picture with my son Everett and I. And oh, and you guys probably saw that picture that I took and some other ones. I've been goofing off taking portraits and stuff. Got this really cool backdrop backdrop that's it's just a big piece of velour that I hang on a PVC frame, and then I can have this nice smooth beautiful gradient backdrop and everything. And I thought about trying to set that up, but that thing is a monster. It's just way too big and I can't fit it in here in this space. It's really for if I'm setting up to take some serious photographs or something. So still too big. Hoping maybe I'll get like maybe a pop-up backdrop or something. I don't know. But the blue light is cool. I do like it. I just don't like you see my bed right there. I mean, that's kind of, you know. But what am I going to do? I don't have a studio yet. Maybe at some point I'll get my own studio and I'll get the backdrop exactly the way I want it and it'll be choice and gorgeous. Hey, Cole Diamond, the Magic Rogue is here. The Magic Rogue! Thanks for being here, Cole Diamond. We got Don is here, I believe. I saw him earlier. He's somewhere around. Don is camping. Lucky guy. You notice that like there's you see this theme that's going on here? Do you see this? You see with this and this over here and this and this. You see there's kind of a theme. The red and white. It's not by accident. It's on purpose. It's on purpose. So let's get up to date. I want to get all the stuff I talked about in the last live stream out of the way, so we can just kind of get together and hang out and everything. And if you guys have questions, because here's the thing: is I get messages like we have a really in fact, you know what? That's one of that's one of my subscribers right now. This is Lane. You guys probably know Lane. Lane asked me if I was doing a stream tonight, and I said, "Darn Skippy," and he goes, "What's that mean?" So. Yeah, yes, I'm live now. Come see me. There you go. Okay, sorry. Lane wanted to know if I was streaming tonight. But yeah, so let's kind of catch up everybody up to speed, since nobody that watched or that didn't catch it last week knows what's going on. Had my baby 2 weeks ago, Mother's Day, 1:12 in the morning, right here in our apartment, actually, of all places, on the floor in the bathroom right over there. If you can believe that. It's the craziest thing in the world. Like, I tell people that and they're like, weren't you scared? What do you do? It's like, well, you have a baby. That's what, you know, the baby comes whenever the baby comes, and you just do what you got to do. Was I scared? No. I pulled my son out. I was the first person to hold my son, cut the umbilical cord, did all that, coached my wife through that labor. That was a 26-hour labor. This labor was 45 minutes. 45 minutes. And like, we didn't have time to hop in the car and go to the midwife or anything. We didn't have any time for that. Yeah, like by the time that we are thinking maybe we should start heading to the midwife or something, my wife says, I think I feel her head. And we went, oh, okay. Yeah, so we got off the carpet, which was my wife's idea. Get off the carpet, go onto the linoleum, where you can clean that up. And then, I mean, moments later, we had a baby. And I had called the midwife. I was on the phone with the midwife and let them know to come over. And so they got there like 20 minutes later, but it was just my wife and I delivered the baby right there on the bathroom floor. It was crazy. It was crazy. Had a bunch of towels, had the little nose sucker because I knew I needed to get like the little fluid out of her nose and wipe her off and all that kind of stuff, keep her warm. And yeah, but it was cool. It was very cool. I had to tell you that story because, well, some of you guys already heard that story, but not everybody has. So this is I was trying to make that announcement last week and then YouTube screwed up. But it was awesome. It was super cool. And it felt very, like, very powerful, you know. And then it kind of just went like, as quickly as the moment was like, holy crap, we just had a baby. Like, it's right here, just us. It quickly became very normal. And we went, yeah, okay, well, that's what you do. You know, the baby's coming. You have to do it with the baby. You have to get the baby. Lane, yes, you should be on YouTube. Yes, YouTube. Lane is messaging me on Facebook going, hey, I'm on Facebook. Are you live? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm live, but I'm live on YouTube. Let's see, what do we got? Dr. Pepper is better. Dr. Pepper is really good. I actually live in Plano, Texas, where the corporate headquarters for Dr. Pepper is. And my friend and mentor David Hyra was the company magician for a long time. I'm deeply connected to Dr. Pepper. But my father works for Coca-Cola. I chose this color scheme before he went to work for Coca-Cola, but yeah. So I'm even deeper connected there. Thank you. We're excited. She's beautiful. I don't have any pictures I can share on the stream, but I'm sure I'll leave some. If you guys are not on the Facebook fan page yet, you guys need to get on there. Wonderful conversations, a lot of help back and forth. It's a great way to be able to message or talk to me off YouTube or off times. And it's kind of the place to communicate and with each other and with me. So Facebook fan page, go check it out if you haven't already. It's awesome. I know that we have like something like 3,600 subscribers. We just hit like over 3,600 subscribers, which is crazy. I saw that tick by like this past weekend, and I was like, "Whoa, cool! Look at that, 3,600! Woo!" I even saved a screenshot of my phone because I was little landmarks like that. But yeah, so I know we've got that many viewers, but we only have like 33 people on the Facebook fan page. That's why I keep pushing it all the time. Join the Facebook fan page because there's a lot of value that comes out of getting a lot of minds together working on things or helping each other out and having that conversation and community going. This is not, I mean, this is as cool as this is me broadcasting out to everyone else, whereas the community page is really or the Facebook fan page is for everybody to be able to interact with me or without me there. And it's trying to get that community thing going, really trying. So keep pushing it. Lane is here. All right, Lane. Yeah, you made it. Coca-Cola playing cards. I had some Pepsi playing cards that I got for do you guys remember those little Pepsi like caps where you'd get like the little code on the inside and then you would redeem the code and then you get like Pepsi points or whatever? I remember getting a deck of cards for sending in points for that years and years ago. Buy a lot of. There's a guy on, Lane. There was a guy on eBay I used to get back when this channel was like brand new, like 10 years ago. I started as like a deck review channel. Actually, it was just my name. It was Alan Paletti, but I reviewed decks, and I mean I used to get like hundreds of thousands of views on my channel for these deck reviews and stuff. And there was a guy I used to buy playing cards from, and then also he sponsored a lot of my videos and sent me cards to review, and I would send people back to his eBay store or whatever. It was Ace King. I don't know if Ace King is still, if that name rings a bell or not. I haven't been on eBay shopping for cards lately, but I'm curious to know if you are familiar with Ace King. Yeah, I want to see pictures of your card display. Pepsi Man myself. Yes, and it's the choice of a new generation. Yeah, I want to see a picture. Some other cool things that I got to tell you guys about, which I'm excited about. For those who don't know, one of the big things I was trying to get for this channel to kind of like up the quality and make it easier for me to produce content was something called the Canon M50. It's a camera. I've been using a T5i, which is fine. It's an entry level DSLR, and it worked great for what I needed for it. It served me for a little over a year. It was great, but the autofocus on it was terrible. It didn't have connectivity things with my tablet or my phone or my computer. There were some other things. It was about a 5 or 6 year old camera, and things have come leaps and bounds since then. And I've been really trying to save up for this camera. Well, I was able to get it, which I'm very excited about, and that's helped me make content a lot easier because I don't have to like manually focus myself and then not move a position. I can move around a little bit or bring something up to the screen and it'll focus on whatever I'm holding and then back to my face and those kinds of things. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but whenever you're trying to make content and you can't move from one spot and you got to set up all the stuff and then sometimes you're out of focus or that loses your focus, it looks like crap and you have to like shoot it, like you have to shoot the same clip, you know, maybe 10 times before you get a usable one. Terrible. It wasn't really built for video. The M50 is really built for video, and so it's been hugely helpful in helping me create new content. Very excited about it. Oh, let me get this up here. Also, something else I wanted to talk about is I wanted to bring up the the Restaurant Magic lecture. I wanted to bring up the Restaurant Magic lecture. I'm still working on it. It's still I still plan to release it. I don't know when yet. I had to put a break on that for a couple of reasons. But hopefully, if you guys are still interested, I still want to do that. I'm still going to use those funds to upgrade equipment here. It's probably going to be after July sometime. Probably after July. But I was also pinged by the organizer for TAOM. Apparently, for those who are interested in coming to visit me at TAOM, that's still happening right now. There's no plans to cancel it. We're moving ahead like we're supposed to. You know, maybe we'll have to do some extra measures or whatever, wear masks or whatever at the convention or whatever. But as far as we know right now, TAOM 2020 is on. I'm still headlining, or not headlining, but I'm performing there. I'm one of the featured performers. And yeah, so if you guys are wondering, update for anybody who's curious. I know a couple of you guys are thinking about trying to come out to see me. TAOM is still on right now. The organizer I spoke to today to confirm that, he also asked me about coming and doing a virtual talk to the Magic Club. And I don't know if I'll be able to like include like other people in it, if I can like say, hey, you know, people who are outside of the club who want to see it or whatever, can I get a link for it or whatever. But that's something that I'm supposed to talk with him again tomorrow, and maybe we'll be able to do or might be able to do that talk, and then I'd like to try to get my YouTube audience in on that as well. If you guys are interested, I will keep you updated on that. Said, you asked me a question, but was it in regards to the TA or the lecture or the talk I'm going to give the club? I want to make sure that I know what you're asking me. Justin's going to be an adult. Oh, I'm really sorry. I want to laugh like Emperor Palpatine. um, uh, whew, man. Yeah, that's gonna suck, dude. I'm sorry. You know what? I've been an adult for over 20 years now. No, not over 20 years. Forgive me. I can't do math. I was 18 for 14 years, 15 years. Almost the balance of my life. Um, there's some good parts to it. There's wonderful things like, falling in love, getting married, having kids, that kind of stuff. That's all wonderful and great, and um, there's no comparison for that. And that's far better than staying a kid forever. Ooh, but taxes and voting and working. That's all. That part all sucks. But I know Justin. He's already working hard. So he's already a responsible young man and working his keister off there. So TAOM. I don't know how much TAOM is. I can probably get you the link for that, Cedric, if you want. It's should be it should be at TAOM 2020. They should talk about what the registration fees and all that are. I don't know off the top of my head though. Let's go ahead and TAOM2020.com. Is it .com? .com? .org. TAOM.org. 2020. The workshop convention will be held in historic Fort Worth, Texas, Friday noon, September 4th through the 7th. TAOM.org/2020 if you want to go out there. There's still some information regarding what we're going to be doing. That we're still planning on doing the convention. There's a letter from Joey Byers, the TAOM president. And let's see if I can find out the registration. I'll leave a link for that for you guys in case you want to come see me, because that would be really cool. Some of you guys are local guys, and I'd love to come, or I'd love you to come see me because you have no excuse really. But there's the link there, guys. If you want to go check it out, or you want to register for TAOM, it's still on right now, and you should come see me because I'm performing and I'm doing my mentalism show. And I'm doing a truncated version of my mentalism show because I only got 15 minutes. So I got 15 minutes and I got to do it 4 times for different rooms. So that's kind of how that's working out in a rotation. And then I'm preparing that talk. If my contact wants me to give the talk, I'm going to find out tomorrow. And then that'll be a thing for my local club. And if it's possible to share that out with more people, then I definitely will. I'll be able to figure out how to register for that or how to show up for that. And that'd be really cool to have you guys come along and see that, and kind of see me in a different light. Still talking about magic, but doing it a little bit differently than I do here on the channel. Let's see. Join the adult side. We have bills. Yeah, it's kind of terrible. 120 or 250 depends on the ticket. 4th, not the 12th. Thanks. Hey, just made some Jiffy Pop popcorn sitting on an island listening to Alan. Wow. You're sitting on an island and you're listening to me, Don. I think you might have your priorities messed up, my friend. If I was sitting on an island, I wouldn't be listening to me. Oh, man. Thank you for being here, Don. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. What else do I want to talk about? Well, so I got the everything. So a couple. Okay, let's really get into it because this is my brain dump. Okay, this is my brain dump, and I really want your guys' feedback on this because it really matters. It's very important to me. Okay, so we talked about the restaurant magic lecture. Yes, it's coming. In fact, it might even be better it might have worked out better that it is delayed because the country's starting to open back up, and so it might be better to do this closer to the time where you could actually go out and try to use what I'm going to teach in that lecture. Right now you'd still have to be kind of sitting on it for a while, and I'd rather you have it fresh in your mind whenever you go do it. So kind of makes sense that it works out that it's probably better just to wait for that anyway. I'm probably going to be trying to get another restaurant myself, or two restaurants whenever this all lifts up. So I'm going to try to incorporate my own journey of recording me going to different places and kind of doing the stuff that I got to do, and kind of taking you through the process as I'm going through it, and that might be helpful for you. What else? Some ideas for content. So I've been kind of struggling here, guys, and I want your guys' opinion on this. I really, really do. I've been struggling for content on the channel, and it's not that I don't have ideas. I have plenty of ideas. What I've had an issue with, or a trouble with, is I've been a student of YouTube for a little while now, for a little over a year, I guess. And, it's a lot different than it was 10 years ago when I was uploading. It was a lot easier to rank and to show up and kind of own a space. And now there's so much competition, which is great. Competition is great. But, YouTube has had to change the algorithm and the rules and how you do this and how you go about that. And so it is harder for me to shoehorn myself back into a position of real growth, or quick growth, than it used to be. So one of the things that I run into is I teach tutorials a lot on the channel, and they're great, and I think that people like them, and I hope it, and I enjoy doing them. I enjoy making them, but I don't think enough people are looking for the tutorials I'm putting out. So I've had to play around with some other types of content as well. You may have noticed some of those things, like I did the Zoom show thing, which just went live yesterday. Where I was sharing, like, not only some tricks that you could do during a Zoom show, but also, talking about equipment and that kind of stuff. I have some ideas for other types of content that I want to try out, and I want to try to get a feel for how you guys feel about that kind of stuff. I was thinking about doing like a magic news program where, like, it might be only every other week or something, but I kind of like gather, recent releases or things happening in the world of magic. Magic specials happening, live shows that are happening that I know about. Maybe where you can see me perform back when we're doing that, and just doing like a magic news segment, like every other week or something. And that would help me, because then I would be able to rank for videos that or topics that people are searching for currently. If you notice, like, my review on the Tom Elderfield Air Ambitious trick got like 1,000 views, like in no time at all. I can be relevant, and I can grab views really quickly for things like that. My hot takes, which tend to do pretty well. But I'm looking at trying to add and expand out the content a little bit, just from the tutorials, which I've been doing so much lately. And I want to kind of get a barometer from you guys to see if you think this kind of stuff is neat or interesting, or if you'd be into it, and also if you guys have any suggestions for other types of content that I could make that I could use to appeal to a broader audience. Thing is, being in the position that I'm in, I'm not a typical magician. I don't usually, I'm not like on all the Instagrams and know what the zeitgeist of the thing is, and I'm trying to get back into it, but it's hard for me to understand or know what magicians are talking about. So I've been kind of just talking about my own thing, and as a result, I'm not growing as fast as I'd like to. So any tips or thoughts? Maybe if you guys have some suggestions, I'd love if you guys are over on the Facebook fan page, could kind of leave me some suggestions about where I could get some more insight into what's happening right now, where you guys get your magic news, so that way I can kind of be more on top of things and try to learn that. I don't know what kind of I'm an old guy. I don't understand Twitter. I don't really understand Instagram. I barely understand YouTube. So I'm trying to figure out what's happening, or what's being talked about in the world of magic, and then being able to add my voice to it as it's happening, and that will help me a lot with staying on top of things that are trending. Minzer Magic. I know who that is. Hi, Minnie. Hi, Alan. I had trouble getting on the chat, but I heard your news on TAOM. Thanks. Glad it's still on. Yes, me too. Me too. Of course, anything can change, but at the moment, it's on. If you guys will excuse me for just a moment, I have to go attend to a child. Talk amongst yourselves. The Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman nor an empire. Discuss. I'm back. Okay, sorry. My son has a habit of getting out of bed in the middle of the night, and he just did it. So sorry about that. Had to get him back nestled into his bed. Wasn't hard. Just I have to get up and do that. So let's catch up with what you guys are talking about. Yes, a mini. Yes, I'm glad to hear that TA1 is still on too. That's going to be great. Hopefully that's going to still go through. Again, my show is only going to be like 15 minutes long. I'm going to do it 4 times. I'm going to be performing for about an hour total, but probably a little bit longer than that because I have to rotate. But effectively, you'd be able to see the same show like 4 times if you wanted to. Yeah, and then I'll just be hanging out and chatting with people and probably I might do a live stream there. I'm going to be doing a lot of, trying to create a lot of content. Another YouTube magician is going to be there. Somebody you might know, DC Magic Girl, which I know Minnie knows. But if you guys don't know her channel, go check out DC Magic Girl. She's awesome. And she's going to be there. She's also performing. And we're going to, hopefully, I pinged her and asked her about maybe doing some kind of cross collaboration or something. So maybe we'll be able to do something as we get closer. We'll be able to do that, which I'm really excited about. And maybe I'll get some interviews or hangouts with other magicians or whatever. I don't know. It should be fun. Lane says, "You're not old." Sheesh. Well, thanks. Thanks, Lane. Appreciate you. Best place for news is Instagram. Seti, you're going to have to show me how to use that, man. I'm an old man. Let me put it this way. I'm not an old man. I'm going to be 33 this year. 33, I think. Yeah, I'll be 33 this year. But like whenever Facebook first came out, it was only available to college students. You had to have a .edu email address to get a Facebook account. That's whenever I first got on Facebook, was back like in 2007, whenever Facebook was only available to college students. And so, you know, it was very simple and easy to use at that time. Now, if I try to go on Facebook and go, how do I do the thing with the, you know, and you ever see the meme of like the old lady with the glasses? Yeah, which button do I press? Which 3 dots, the horizontal or the vertical 3 dots? Which am I using? I'm always having to ask my wife how to do things, to post and stuff. I can't do anything fancy. I can post pictures and that's about it. But yeah, I'd appreciate your help, Cedric, because I need to learn how to use it better. Also because I want to use it as a way to help reach out and reach more people through my for the channel. You know, there's photography and B-roll and stuff and other things that I like, reviews and pictures and stuff I want to be able to put up, and I can't do that if I don't understand how to use that platform the right way. Cole Diamond says, if you think that if you did it in a unique way that the new show could be great, how do you want to do that is up to you. Yeah, well, you know, I think it's going to be like, you know, I want it to be fun and lighthearted, but I want to be able to talk about, it'd almost be like an editorial show. Like, you know, it'd be like, hey, look, here's the top 3 tricks that are coming out this week. You know, here's this one's from Penguin Magic. This one's from Theory 11. This one's from Illusionist. What do I think about them? You know, I can't possibly, I don't know if you guys have seen my hot takes or not, and if you even like them or not, but the hot takes are there because, and it's done like in anything but magic. They're done all the time. Like you have, you know, first looks or, gosh, who's a good example? Unbox Therapy, Lou from Unbox Therapy. You know, he'll hear about a product coming out, or he'll read a spec sheet on a new MacBook or something that's dropping this year. And I go, well, da 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 da, and he'll speculate and talk about it or whatever. Talos of Tech is another one that I watch for Apple News. And he does speculation and talks about what he'd like to see or what's wrong with whatever he sees on paper, and then he gets the product in and he actually reviews it. Like, there's a lot of channels, especially technology channels, who talk about products that they don't own yet, just kind of getting their initial impressions on it based on their past purchasing experience or their own experience in the industry, and share their information. And then they review it, ultimately, if it's something that they're into buying. Sometimes they won't be. But that's, that was my idea with the hot takes, was just kind of marrying that, or taking that idea from other YouTube channels that already do that and bringing it to Magic, because I've been doing Magic for most of my life. I started Magic when I was 5 years old. I'm going to be 33 this year, guys. So I'm for 28 years or something like that. A long time. And I've bought a lot of Magic, or had a lot of Magic bought for me, and then started buying my own Magic. And you get kind of a sense of what's good and what's crap. You can look at a piece of marketing material, or see how something is worded in the marketing material, or where they cut in that very sexy Hollywood trailer that they try to put out, and you go, I think your guys are creatively hiding its weakest point, which is this. Or does this trick really, is this something that you really need? Or is this a rebrand of something that came out 10 years ago, and why do I need to buy the download whenever I can go pick it up at the local library? Those kinds of things. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with those hot takes, was just go, hey, look, I've been doing this a long time. I can't possibly buy every piece of Magic. Why do I talk about why am I bringing up these tricks that came out? Why do these pique my interest? Do I like them? Don't I? Do I think that, based on what I can see, would this be something that I would purchase as a professional? And that's why I thought the hot takes were pretty helpful, and some of you guys thought they were too. Some people really didn't like them, but I think that might be a good way to go moving forward. And that would also, I could also include stuff like the passing of Roy Horn. Unfortunately, I'm sure you guys all heard about that. Siegfried and Roy from Siegfried and Roy, passed away, which was very sad. And I don't want to say the thing, but the thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, or with his family and Siegfried. It's tough. It's a sad thing. It's a very sad thing. But I could talk about that. I could share that kind of information there and let people know obituaries or whatever if people passed away. Could talk about, I could talk about my friend Trig Watson, who was worked on Magic for Humans. You guys probably saw that interview. Well, he's on TV tonight. You guys are watching me when you should be watching Trig, because Trig was on Masters of Illusion again tonight, which is awesome. But being able to talk about this kind of thing, brag on Magic friends, or share Magic shows that are on television. David Blaine was just on Ellen DeGeneres, did a quarantine Magic thing. There's there's stuff I want to share that talk about that doesn't really fit into any other category, and I think it's stuff that's in the zeitgeist of Magic, and so it'd be kind of like a news show where I talk about maybe some products, recent releases, and then stuff in the world of Magic or something, or talk about fights that happen, or pick on Pig Cake, because I like doing that. He's very successful. I just don't like his I don't like his language in the channel, but that's him, and he does him, and he's got a group that enjoys that kind of content. So I'm not dumping on him, but I like to gently and lovingly rib at that. So, but I don't know, just stuff like that. That's another thing that happened. I don't know if you guys knew this, but they ripped it down. The original playing card company, United States Playing Card Company, they were based in Cincinnati. That building has been demolished. Don't know if you guys knew that. That's another thing that would have been in the Magic News thing. That building has been brought down. The only thing that lasts anymore is they had one clock tower, and that's the only thing that's going to remain. And then they're going to add some kind of other development on that land. So that's very sad. That's it's a piece of history that's gone forever now. They were there for like 100 years or something. So that, yeah, but like that's the kind of stuff I could just talk about. I don't know. Parker Sherman has asked me, do you think Cincinnati cards are better than Kentucky? I know Kentucky cards used to be kind of trash, but in recent years the quality has increased a lot. Parker, well, here's the thing. Hang with me. Hang with me for a second, okay? I'm going to grab something. Or maybe not in there. Maybe not in there. That's where I keep all my magic junk. That's my magic. Maybe these here. Yeah, so here's my feeling on this. It's weird because I've seen the United States Playing Card Company go through so much ownership. It's ridiculous. They used to be owned by Jardin. It's the same company that makes like diamond matches and that kind of stuff and household goods. Rubbermaid, I think, owned them at one point. Now they're owned by Newell Brands. But they change hands a lot, and I don't know. I think that they go in eras of not where they were manufactured, but who owns them at the time. I do think that the quality is, they're okay. The thing is, I remember back with Cincinnati decks that they used to last forever. They used to keep snappy forever. They used to last for a very, 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 very long time. And then the Kentucky decks, they felt like they were printed on very thin stock, and they were smushy out of the box. They almost always had rough edges to them, and they just didn't last. I have noticed that the quality seems to be getting a little bit better in recent times, but they still don't have that snap that I just used to. I mean, the only place I can kind of find that snap anymore from them is like in a B deck of cards, but they just don't have that. They don't have that substance to them anymore. They feel so paper thin. Yeah, haha, I know, but they don't feel like they have the snap that they used to, and I just don't like that. And I feel like that broken index kind of suck now. Broken index used to be the stuff, but now I can't use a deck of cards that's not brand new and be comfortable with it. So I don't know. I mean, can they produce really good quality? Yeah, they can produce really, really good quality. But I don't think they often do, especially not for Bicycle. Bicycle are kind of their Kleenex brand, where they're supposed to get beat up and thrown away and stuff, and they're not really meant to last a long time where they used to be. I don't know. I just feel like the stock is down. They're still not printed center. They're not traditionally cut. There are some issues with them, but they're good enough, and that's kind of how I feel about them. I use them because they're easy to obtain anywhere that I am. If I knuckleheadedly forget a deck of cards or a couple decks of cards on the way to a gig, I can pick them up at the gas station. I'm going to pay premium for them there, but I can pick them up at a gas station, no problem. And everybody knows what they are. So there doesn't really draw any questions. So that's kind of my feelings on them. I don't know. I know there were state-oriented cards other than things for gift shops. Oh, it's where the factory is located. Yep. Any thoughts on the illusionist optics trick? I know that I think some of the people on the channel own that. Justin owns it, I know for sure. I think a couple of other people on the channel were talking about it on the Facebook fan page. So again, I'll plug that. But yeah, it's been, I don't know. Again, it's one of those things that I don't use. And the reason is, and maybe I just need to get with the times here, is it looks cool. It does look cool. And it looks like it's probably, if you put the effort in, you put the work in, it's going to be awesome. not the. It's just not the kind. It's just not the kind of magic I want to do. I don't know. It's okay. So there's, and this is not a dig on gimmicks because I love gimmicks. I have kind of like Nate Kranzo's opinion on this, which is I will use whatever tool I need to create the best effect for the audience. I'm not a purist. I'm not a pure sleight of hand artist. I'm not a pure gimmick person. I have a mixture, blend of the two, and I will use what I need to accomplish the result that I want for my audience. It's I'm not doing magic enough with other people's cell phones or the type of magic with other people's cell phones that that trick makes sense for me. Doesn't mean it's not a great effect. It's awesome effect. I know a lot of people like it. I know Justin loves it. But not the kind of magic I want to do. The kind of magic I like, if I'm doing magic and not mentalism, the magic I'm doing is I want to call it supernatural looking. I don't know. I don't want to have anything that I don't want to have a prop that I rely on. I'm not making clear enough sense. I'm listening to myself talking. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, man? I like, perfect example, Haunted Pack with loops. I want to carry stuff that does multiple things. That's the answer I'm looking for. That's what I'm trying to say. I like to carry props that can do multiple things. Thing is, if I'm walking around at a gig, okay, just pure legit here. This is okay. I'm gonna go through the whole thing, okay? Okay. So let's say I'm hired for a gig. It's a walk around gig, okay? I'm there for 2 hours, okay, which is a standard time to be doing walk around magic. You usually do it like, 2 hours is about usually what you do. In fact, a lot of entertainers have a 2 hour minimum. They say, hey, look, you can't hire me for less than $200. You can hire me for, $400 or $500 an hour. I have a 2 hour minimum because I have to drive out there and I have to do whatever. I have to be able to make whatever I got to make on my show, right? Excuse me. Doesn't matter, like, because I can do magic with just I can carry a couple things in my pockets. I could have some loops. I could have a couple of decks of cards, some coins, a notepad. I mean, this is the stuff I actually carry on me. I carry an impression pad. I carry loops, a couple decks of cards, a couple backup decks of cards, and some coins. And I can do 2 hours on that because each of those different things, I know, probably about 14 routines, which each of those things at least. I can do different magic for each group, or go visit a group later, or hey, come in here, I want to show you something, right? Or look at this guy, he's amazing, you got to come over and check this out. And I can continue to go, and I don't have to change out what I'm carrying or whatever. And that's really important. It's also from a weight and pocket management standpoint. Whenever you're performing like that, you may not have a place to switch out your stuff. You may not have a place to secretly hide your stuff and then go and change it out. So you got to be able to do a lot with a little. But if you're at an event with like 500 people, you're there for 2 hours, you are not going to run into a lot of the same people, and you can just do the magic for each of those groups, and it works out okay. But pro tip, if you get hired for a gig, if you get hired for a walk around gig, and yeah, you're awesome, and you can do magic with just what you have in your pockets, or what you can borrow, or what you can whatever. Awesome. It is great to have that kind of versatility, that virtuosity, and I suggest you really work towards that, because you should never be in a position where somebody asks you to do a trick and you go, "Oh, I left my deck of cards at home." No, you should be able to perform anywhere. If you're a magician, you're always a magician. Okay? But if you get hired for a gig, and this is a pro tip, and this is a secret, I didn't tell you this, okay? This is wink, wink, nod, nod. No matter what, you need to bring a case with you. Okay? The case could be empty. Mine isn't. Mine always has backup stuff. Mine always does have switched out of tricks, of other stuff I can do, other material that I can play with, or backup decks of cards or whatever. I always actually have real stuff that I can use in there and have had to use before. But even if you don't have to, you should always walk in with a case. You should always walk in with a case because they're paying you a lot of money to come in there. And though the perception should be that, wow, this guy is so good, he's actually a magician. He doesn't need stuff to perform magic. He's magic himself. There's still a perception that whenever you get hired sometimes, that if you don't come in with anything, that how you're supposed to have tools, right? You're doing like a tradesman of some sort. Like you're supposed to have tools. Like it's like a plumber walking in without any tools. You go, wait a minute, how's he supposed to fix my sink without any tools, right? So carrying a case in with you at a gig, whether or not you actually need to use anything that's in it, doesn't matter. It's perception. So, pro tip, put that in your hat. I'm serious. I have a hard time. No, I have to admit something to everybody here too, because I'm seeing Justin talking about being a card guy. I consider myself a card guy too, but I don't know why I'm a card guy. I don't know why I'm a card guy. If you think about it, unless you're doing a poker demonstration, I don't understand card magic. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. Why would a guy walk around with a deck of cards? Why is this the chosen medium in which to present your magical power? It's kind of weird, right? I mean, like, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, if you were really magic, if you had mastery of nature, why are you using a deck of cards? Why wouldn't you use something else? Why wouldn't you just pick up, a pen and just shove it up your nose or whatever? Why are you using playing cards as the chosen medium? The only thing I can do and is you can either talk about like the poker side, where you're talking about using skill. This is something I struggle with, okay? Because I've thought about this a lot. You can either maybe present it as you have a high level of skill, and then in that case, it's not really magic. You're just a card sharp, depending on where you are in the country or the world. Or you can go way the other way, and you can go into a very shamanistic thing where you can talk about how playing cards are actually older than tarot cards, and they're a calendar, and the secrets of the universe, and creation itself is represented in these 52 pasteboards and all that kind of stuff. And you can go very, very shamanistic with it, and then do magic that way. A very kind of like Jeff McBride version of magic. But like for me, those are really the only two ways that you can go with card magic to have it make sense why you're using this as the medium in which you're performing. But that being said, I don't do that. I try to stay somewhere in that middle ground there and just ignore the giant problem with card magic, which is it's a terrible medium. Why are you using that as the medium, right? But think about it. Just ruminate on what I'm talking about and think about it for a little while. It's actually really weird. It makes a lot more sense to do magic with rope or ring and string or coins or any other thing besides playing cards. Just saying. I don't know. It's a thing I struggle with is thinking about the logic and the character and the presentation that I'm trying to give off. It's really tough. It's really tough to kind of reconcile that within yourself. Lane says, no doubt, the coin starts in your palm. You're talking about the muscle pass. Yep, muscle pass is cool. Minnie says, love watching coin magic. I suck at it even though I can't do scotch and I can't even do scotch and soda smoothly. Oh, well, we got to fix that, Minnie. I can fix that for you. Working on a no gimmick 3-fly right now. You know what my favorite... I don't know if you guys know this, but my favorite 3-fly routine is Jay Sankey's. What is it called? I think it's called Bulletproof Coins Across. or it's Mr. Clean's Coins Across. I think it's Mr. Clean Coins Across. But it is it's actually very similar to Gregory Wilson's Coins Across that he does in Off the Cuff. But I like Jay Sankey's a lot. It has some angle issues. It's not super easy to do, but it's very clean, and you don't use any gimmicks, and you only use 3 coins. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys know about it. I'd like to show you, but here's the thing: is that I don't know what I'm going to be talking about in a live stream, and so I never know where the stuff I want to use is that I want to do whenever the topic comes up. Okay, all right. Show you guys a little magic on the LS, and the live stream, L to the S to the stream. Okay. You guys see this okay? Well, unless they hit my computer. Un, deux, trois. Un, deux, trois en français. Vous parlez français? Yes. Only 3 coins. These are, if you were here, you could examine them. They are just $half. No gimmicks, no anything. Okay. Un, deux, trois. The idea is that they're going to jump from here to here, and they're going to happen. It's going to happen very quickly, just like this. Yeah. 2 there, 1 over here. Yeah, beautiful. And the last one from here to here. All 3. That's my favorite Coins Across. That is my very favorite Coins Across. I use it a lot. This is I believe it's called I think it's Mr. Clean Coins Across. Anyway, it's taught on Revolutionary Coin Magic by Jay Sankey, and I love it. And then he has another one that he uses. I think it's called Bulletproof Coins Across, that I learned in one of his lecture notes like 10 or 15 years ago. Yeah, but he uses I can't talk about how it works, but it uses some techniques you really have to practice, some sleight of handy things, but stuff you can definitely learn to do. It is real magic. Are you kidding me? Look. Ooh. Oh, it's magic. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh, such a maze much. Wow. Ooh, look at that. Oh, yes. Magic. That's why I got married, was just for that, so I could do that trick. See that ring there? Look, I'm going to take the ring. Okay? Watch. Or, just in case you want to see, just give it a little pull right off. And I can't do it without the sound anymore. And the way that works, in case anybody's wondering, is that you actually can take off. You can actually take off your fingers there, right? And even the pinky. You can even take the pinky off. You just kind of give that a little. Yeah, it just disappears. Okay. The index finger, still working on that one. Let's see if I can. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Anyway, I'm goofing off. But anyway, yeah. That's a little beautiful coin magic for you. I'm gonna do. Lane is going to be doing a magic show online and a talent show tomorrow. Hey, all right. You gotta let me know how that goes, man. That's awesome. I want to see that. He did a trick with that technique on his live lecture on YouTube. Jay? Yeah. Jay is awesome. I really like Jay. A lot of people give him crap. They say, well, he just comes out with stuff all the time, that he's always like, some of his stuff's really good. Some of it's kind of, and that he's kind of like the Stephen King of magic. Like, he's prolific, but not all of it's good. I think that's a real dump on Jay, because I think he's actually a creative genius. I've met him 3 times, and every time I've met him, it's been a wonderful experience. He's a kind, warm, generous, giving person, and I've got a man crush on him. I do. I've been a big fan of his since I really got into heavier sleight of hand magic, from a wee lad. And he's just a cool guy. Big fan of his. I use a lot of his material. You want to see one of my biggest influences? Look, I even got the Jay Sankey thing going on. I had a full head of hair until I met him, and then I went, oh, I want to be like Jay Sankey. Oh, and then it just disappeared. Now I need the crazy glasses, and to shrink, and then I'll be the Jay Sankey. Cool guy, cool guy. Just got Jay Sankey's Kaleidoscope and Hijacked the other day. Hey, I think you're gonna love him. Jay's awesome. You're gonna love all of his stuff. Subscribed to Jay's training channel for a year, but didn't renew. Yeah, I looked at doing that, but for me it didn't make a lot of sense. I was like, well, a lot of this stuff is stuff I already own of his, or it's trying to teach techniques that I already know. I wanted to check it out, though, and I think I checked it out for a little bit. I also subscribed. I was a part of the Magic stream, too. I actually was doing that. I used Patreon funds to join Magic stream and check it out and see what was there. It was okay. Some of the routines I was really annoyed with. I have to be honest. Some of the stuff that Lloyd Barnes had on his... I love Lloyd, right? I've got Tempest. I think he's very creative, but some of the stuff that was on that stream, I was kind of annoyed with, because it just felt like they, in some of the instances for the live stream, or not for the live streams, but for the Magic stream, they were half-cocked ideas that they're like, yeah, this is kind of a thing that sort of works. Here, you guys figure it out. And I felt that way about a lot of stuff. That's not all of it. I mean, there were some really great effects that were on there, including things that you would have paid full price for. Very solid standalone effects. But a lot of the stuff kind of felt like it was just filler. That it wasn't fully fleshed out. It wasn't audience tested. It was just kind of like, oh, I had an idea. Go and run with it. And that kind of annoyed me. I was like, no, I can't justify staying a member. So that's my feeling on Magic Stream. Is I really want to like it. I think it's an innovative idea. I think a lot of the stuff that on there is good, but I don't see it updated often enough, and a lot of the stuff is not audience tested, because there's no way that some of that stuff is practical to perform. So, if I hate Magic. I'm going to dump on Sans Mines here. I'm going to dump on them. I don't know if you guys noticed, but they closed shop. That's another piece of Magic news. Sans Mines is no more. They're gone. They decided that they didn't want to sell Magic anymore. There's a new website that you can go to. I think it's the onlinemagicshop.com, I think is what it is, where you can pick up all of their old effects, but they're not in business anymore. They're not selling stuff. They're done. But the problem I always have with Magic, like Sans Mines Magic, was that, and they put out some good stuff. They put out the Vapor, which I loved, and I'm sad that I don't think I'm going to be able to get that anymore. I had always thought I was going to buy one later. I buy another one later because my first one broke. But I don't like Magic that has to be done for one person, straight on, eye level. In what scenario is that useful? When are you gonna have I have just the thing, I'm set up to do this one trick that can only be done for one person. It doesn't make sense. It's not versatile enough. If you set up a meeting, or you're anticipating a meeting with just one person, then you can kind of plan for it ahead of time. But a lot of the Magic that I perform is spontaneous. I don't know that I'm about to perform for somebody. Somebody heard about me from a party or saw me from somewhere, or knows that I'm a magician or saw me playing with a deck of cards or whatever. If I'm out in the world or if I'm at a gig, like I've got to like have stuff that like is completely bulletproof, that is I can perform 360 surrounded for the drunkest person in the room and the cleverest person in the room, and they both have no idea how it works. You have to have that kind of material. So I don't know where that kind of magic fits in. I really don't. I mean, Instagram maybe, but some of that stuff requires you to actually have one-on-one with the people. I don't know. I don't know. Lane's talking. I'm reading Lane's comment here about Jay babbles on for half an hour before he starts teaching, like Daniel Madison. Yeah. I think that they have different reasons for doing it. I think that Daniel Madison, I think he's got a big chip on his shoulder, which he's earned. Don't get me wrong, he's he's earned the right to be a little cocky, but I think he's very cocky, and I think that he likes the sound of his own voice, and that he drones on because he thinks that everybody finds him as interesting as he does. That's not a dig on him. I mean, maybe it is a little bit of a dig on him, but I like him. I'm a fan of his. But I think that's where that comes from. Where with Jay, I find a lot of the time that Jay is either trying to add entertainment value to magic videos. That's something that I think Jay is the best at, and I think that he started doing magic videos that way well before anyone else. Because if you look at, like, God love him, Michael Amar, hugest fan in the world. But like if you look at his like Easy to Master series, they are very dry. They are very dry. They're like, they see the performance and then he goes into explaining how to do the effect, right? All the things that you're going to need laid out to do the effect, and then how it works. And it's very matter of fact and just very A to B to C to D. And there's not a lot of entertainment in it. But what Jay did is Jay went, hell, this is a magic video. But like, doesn't mean this learning has to be boring. Let's make it fun. I'm going to be a complete goofball and I'll play these characters and I'll do these things. But you also see there's a lot of thinking behind what he does. It's not just like, oh, I threw this together the other day when I was in the shower. I thought, hey, if I put this paper clip together with a banana, I bet that'd be something. There's a lot of thinking about the psychology, how the magician is perceived, and how you say a thing or how you present an effect will have a different effect on the audience depending on how it's presented. It could be the same trick but presented with a different pattern or a different emphasis on certain words, the different psychology of the whole thing. And you see that he really does think that stuff through a lot. And I think that's what he ends up talking about, is trying to be entertaining, but also going, hey, look, this is my baby. I've worked on this a long time. I know the way to perform it to get the maximum impact. This is what you want to do. I don't know. Maybe that's me just defending Jay because I'm a fanboy. Just saying. But he does talk a lot. Oh man, how late am you? How late am I? I'm never late. Nor am I early. I arrive precisely when I mean to. Yeah. What's going on, Amos? Glad you're here. Man, Justin, I gotta tell you, I started working on the slip shift. Yeah, but I started working on it because of you. Because of you, Justin. I found that my days in quarantine were making me crazy, and I started working on it. I can't do it. I'm still gonna have to put some more effort into it. I still say there are better, easier sleight of color changes. Like I still say, like, I went into it. I dug in depth. I watched Chris Ramsey's video. I watched Daniel Madison's video on it, and his subtleties on it and handling. I'm sorry, but I think it's only for magicians. I think it's for magicians. It's a show off thing. It's an ego thing. There's no reason you need to do a color change like that for a regular audience. It is only for showing off to other magicians that you can do it. That's the only reason it exists. It doesn't have any practical purpose when you're performing for real audiences. Just saying. Boom. I gave it a chance. Just saying. Okay. Love you, man. But that's all it's for. It's just for showing off. It's just for showing off. But it was fun to play around with. Hey, AMS, I think we can forgive you for forgetting about the live stream. I'm glad you're here, but yeah, I haven't been doing live streams for the last couple of weeks, so I don't know if anybody knew I was going to be on tonight. It was like, well, I'll put it up in the Facebook community page. Keep talking about that. Join the Facebook fan page. If you're not a member of the Facebook fan page, join the Facebook fan page. If you want to become a patron, you should definitely do that. That's a way to help support the channel, the content, and help me upgrade my equipment and make it all sexy, and turn my dream of doing this for a living into a reality. I have some wonderful patrons that I love dearly, but you should join the Facebook fan page and check out the community tab. And if you're not subscribed with the little bell icon, you should do that too, because you'll get notifications every time I go live. Every time. You'll either know because you're trolling the Facebook fan page, or because you're looking at the community page, or if you're subscribed and bell icon-y thingy, the little thing with the bell, then the Tinker Bell, then you'll always get notified whenever I'm doing a live stream. But you have to hit all notifications. I don't spam anybody. I don't do a lot of crazy stuff. But you should join. You should join. Sankey-tized. Yeah, Sankey has some good stuff. Sankey has some good stuff. You know, some of his stuff, like, it doesn't, not everything that he puts out is just like, do I go, oh, wow, that's awesome. You know, like, I'm an Apple fanboy. Just about everything that Apple puts out, I'm like, wow, that's cool. I want one of those. But Sankey is, he's got some really solid stuff. I think he's just so creative. And the thing is that just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean that that he didn't create something that's just perfect for somebody else's show. His mind goes in a lot of different directions, and he's extremely creative. Love Jay Sankey. Love him. He is one of the most creative individuals on the planet. I love his work. He's got some really good stuff. Golly, I mean, what? Let's just go through a short list, okay, of the iconic magic that he's put out. He's big one, paper clipped. I mean, that is his magnum opus. I think paper clipped is excellent. He's got the whole revolutionary coin magic video, which is just awesome. Just some very innovative stuff that was done in there. Golly, I don't know the name of it, but the one with the deck of cards and the selected card and then the quarter and the flash paper and and then you got the card. The snow globe one, right, where you do the little snowstorm. That one's incredible. Oh gosh, Airtight. Right? Like, the list goes on. Like, this guy has hit after hit after hit of just solid, great magic. you want the CRA change free illegal tutorial back on YouTube. Lane, you don't have paper? Oh my gosh. Yeah. You definitely got to do that, man. You got to check it out. You got to do the paperclip. Paperclip is excellent. It is excellent. It is a incredible trick. I mean, it's like you can create your whole reputation as a magician just on that one trick. I mean, it's so good and so impossible. And he teaches like a couple of other things that you can do with the technique that he teaches you. He has something called the full view switch, which I think he it includes in his marketing materials anyway. So I don't think I'm tipping a hat too much. But that move by itself has so many applications. Your mind will reel with the stuff that you can do with it. You gotta look at it. You gotta look at it. Open it up. I don't even know why you're watching this live stream anymore. Turn me off. Go learn how to do paperclip. It's so good. I can do slip shift. I can't do coins. Maybe it's not that. Maybe he's not in the Guinness book. There are other world record books that are not Guinness. Maybe he's in one of the other ones. I don't know. Anyway, gushing at him. I think Jay's awesome. Jay, if you watch this, I emailed you about doing a collaboration. I would really like a email back, my friend, because I think it would be really cool. In fact, if you grew a beard, you wouldn't. We just switch each other up. I'll wear a band T-shirt and glasses, and you wear a Magic Minute. We won't even know who's who. I'll do the little doppelganger. We'll do the, the prestige thing where like you go in one door and I come out the other, and you won't even know who's who. We could do like an incredible live stream magic thing where we teleport from one location to another instantly. That would be cool. I don't know. Lane says I'm going to beat the number of Charlier cuts in a minute. Cool. We'll go for it, man. I have a friend, like, I don't know if you guys saw the interview I did with my friend Ron Shover, but he actually has 3 Guinness World Records. He's going on a 4th one now. He knows how to get in touch with all the world Guinness record people and how to do. So I'll tell you guys right now, it costs about $10,000 to have an officiant from Guinness come out and watch you do your attempt. So what a lot of Guinness record holders do is they find a way to have that sponsored, right? So they'll tie their performance into something that a company can use for their own publicity. So the company will give the $10,000 to have the advertising for being tied to a Guinness World Record or having sponsored this record. So you might want to look at that because it is expensive to have them come out, but it's easier to do if you get some kind of sponsor for it. Don't forget Jay's he's cringy rap. J to the C. You know what my favorite thing that I think Jay ever did was his hand curse. Do you guys know that? Do you know the hand curse? I love this so much. He talks about, I think this is on Revolutionary Coin Magic, but he talks about like, he's performing magic at a restaurant or something, and the people go, "Hey, could you bring me some more bread?" And he goes, "Sure, absolutely. Let me do that." And he said, "Do you guys know this? Do you know this? This thing?" Somebody leave me a comment down below if you know what that is. Oh, but I love that. Sure, absolutely, no problem. I'll be happy to get you some bread. No problem. Man, I just thought that was funny from a frustrated restaurant magician, just sharing his thought on that. I think he's got actually funny humor. Some of it's corny. But some of it's actually some of it gets me rolling. I don't know. He's not for everybody. Oh my goodness, guys! It's 11:10. 11:10 already. Gentlemen, I think that probably because my wife has the baby in the other room. I don't know if you guys can. You can't see in the stream, but we have the bassinet, which is a thing that I never knew until I had kids what a bassinet was. If you would ask me what a bassinet was 4 years ago, I don't know what the heck that is. Bassinet is like a little side bed that holds a baby next to your bed, so you can, in the middle of the night, whenever they're crying or whatever, you can just easily get them out of that thing and then nurse them or change their diaper or whatever without having to like go into another room and whatever. You're immediately there. So they grow out of it eventually, but you have it. It's nice and helpful to have next to it, the parent's bed for a little while. Anyway, my wife is being wonderful and has not yet, even though usually puts the baby to bed in the bassinet about 8 o'clock, has been holding her out and tending to her there, sleeping, in what we say, a little special pillow thing that she has for babies. But I should probably go so I can let my wife take a break and lay the baby down where she's ultimately going to be tonight. So I think I'm going to call it there, guys. But I will encourage you, please join the Facebook fan page. It's awesome. There's a lot of really cool stuff that happens on there. You guys give me all kinds of ideas for future videos to do. I want your feedback. I'm probably going to have a poll that I'll do there. But I want you guys' feedback on the content that I'm creating and what you'd like to see more of or what you'd like tweaked or where you're like, yeah, I like that part, but this part was kind of crummy or whatever, because there's going to be some experimentation happening as I'm trying to get more richer and varied content on the channel. The tutorials are great, but I don't want to be just a tutorial channel. I think there's a lot more that I can offer in terms of help to people, to magicians. So I want to be able to fill that role in a more whole and complete way. So I'm going to be doing probably polls and asking you guys what you like, what you don't like. I really need your comments on future videos so I can get a barometer on what you guys liked and didn't. And I will thank you all for being here tonight. It was so wonderful. Hopefully YouTube will not screw up the upload of this video and it'll go up without a problem. And anybody watching this in the future will see it. So thank you all so much for being here tonight. Lovely to see you. I'm so grateful to all of you. And hey, here's to tomorrow and here's to another day. And we'll talk soon.